Wins episode 27 with me, your DM, CosmicCandi, and along with my wonderful players, we are back after a week hiatus because I had a horrible migraine. Anyway, we're pressing on. The last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had finished off the Merrow that were outside the cave, near the forest of kelp, and they began to go back to the surface to regroup and lick their wounds and figure out a plan of action going forward. However, when they got to the surface, they very quickly realized that Stryker was not with them. Adran went back down under the water and started investigating near the cave to see if Stryker was near the cave, to see if she had gone in, and he was then spotted by about 8 Merrow, one of whom was holding a trident, but at the top of the trident was the water lifestone. Adran started fleeing, and he still had no idea where Stryker was. And that is where we pick up this week. Hi, everybody.
Hello. Don't forget, Luke was with me as I was searching.
Okay.
Hello.
That's right. So, I didn't place.
So.
Oh, that's locked. I mean, just a second here. Got most of this planned, had most of this worked out, and then I just kind of dropped the ball at the very end. Not what I want. Sorry, guys. Had all of this. Okay. Okay.
So how's everybody at home doing? Have a good week. Looking forward to Critical Role this evening.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. But I'm gonna have to go to bed early tonight. I've got graduation tomorrow for that Veterans Job Fair thing I've been doing. There we go. All right. So, Adran, Luke, what are you guys doing?
Well, since we are heavily outnumbered with just me and Luke down there, I am going to grab Luke and I'm going to head back towards the city and see if we can't get some assistance in clearing out the cave while everybody else finishes resting up. because I'm worried about Striker and I have no idea which way she went.
Okay.
Would it be
Be-
possible for me
Go
to
ahead.
do a nature check to see where she went? That's probably not probable, but is it worth a try?
It would actually be survival in this instance. Survival is tracking and such. So you can give me a survival check. It is going to be with disadvantage because it's in the water.
Alright, I guess I'll do that.
The same.
It
No
was
matter
the
how
same
you roll
either
the
way.
dice, it's the same. Um, what would you be looking for?
Maybe like her feet drag. It was
Can
a
you
bit of
say
a
again?
long shot. It was a bit of a long shot, but maybe her feet dragged on the ocean floor or something.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately you're not really seeing anything. Adran and Luke, give me an insight check. Let's go ahead and try this.
I'm just rolling nines today, that's it.
999.
At least they're not ones.
Alright, true. They're not ones.
Okay, Adran, you know that Striker, especially here lately with the dungeons that you guys have been going to, her faith in herself has been kind of shaken a little bit. So you get the sense that she may have gone to seek out help.
So she's probably going back to the city where I was thinking about going in order to get help to find her.
Yep.
Either way, we need to go back to the city, because we may need one or two of the mermaids or merfolk, to assist us in putting down the Merrow. So we head back to the
Short
city.
rest for the rest of us.
I'm leaving it up to you guys.
I'm not planning on leaving the beach.
They're not doing anything, I guess. A short
If
rest
I have an
would be
option for a
reasonable.
long rest, I'm taking that.
I mean, are you going back up to the surface, Adran, and letting them know what's going on, or are you just going?
I'm just going because, unfortunately, honestly, I'm blinded by fear over my little sister. So now, if Luke wants to go and tell them where we're going, that's fine.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Okay. So, Adran, you head out towards the city. And you arrive back at the grand audience chambers. And about the time that you do, Striker is swimming out of the grand audience chambers.
Do I have the stuff? Like, the stuff that we discussed? Like, or am I in the process of borrowing? I don't know where we're at with that.
You basically have your requisition.
Excellent.
At this point, you don't have the stuff, but you have the requisition.
Okay.
So, seeing Striker, I just leave out a huge relieved sigh, swim up, and just hug her.
Squeezing! The hell, man! Let me go!
Sorry, I thought I lost you because of my own stupidity.
Well, some of us still have their heads on straight, so I went and asked for some help. and I show him the requisition form or whatever. I asked the merfolk if we could borrow some equipment that was suitable for underwater use.
I look over whatever it is she's showing to me.
I assume it's like a requisition form.
Yeah, but it's on a shell. I mean, it's written on a shell, and it's got, it's written in Aquan, similar to what the Oracle had. But you can tell that it's distinctly different. I mean, it's not glowing. It's not, and it's actually on a shell rather than the starfish.
Okay, so I show him the requisition shell.
It looks a lot like scribbles to me. What will this do for us?
I assume it's going to give us permission to borrow from the armory. That's what the, what's her name? The, what is she? Anna's forgetting. Striker knows this.
Grand Seer Osiri.
Okay. The Grand Seer, that's what the Grand Seer told me.
Perhaps we should meet up with the others so we can all go to the armory or wherever it is we turn this in together.
I don't respond. I just swim ahead. And I swim away.
Okay, Vax.
Rogue things. I just go.
Adran just sighs and follows.
Okay. So you guys are, you guys swim along, and one of the guard joins you, and sees that you're holding this shell. Grand Seer Osiri he sends out another pulse, shortly after you leave Striker, and this guard, after the pulse happens, comes to join you and says, I see that the Grand Seer has allowed you to take requisition of some of our stock. Let me show you the way.
I follow the guard.
And the guard leads you through the cavernous city, and through several layers deep into the shops areas, and goes into a particular shop, and you see another merfolk working away at a trident. And these are very ornate looking tridents, presumably for like the royal guard or the guard for Seer Osiri. And when the guardsman enters the building, the shopkeeper turns and ingratiates himself. Oh, Captain, I didn't realize that I was to be expecting you today. And, the captain waves his hand. Relax, Velfar. Everything was fine. The man kind of puts his hands together and nods and looks back and forth between you, Adran, and you, Striker. And he's just he's looking inquisitively about what's really going on, what's happening.
Striker walks up and introduces herself. I'm Striker's shadow step. and I have this requisition from the Grand Seer giving us permission to borrow some of your equipment for use in underwater combat. And I showed the shell.
The shopkeeper takes it and looks it over. Ah, yes, very, very good, very good. I see that we are to spare no expense for you, and as such, I will be right back. And he goes swimming off just as fast as you've ever seen anything swim before. Before you can even really blink, the merfolk is gone. Back behind this curtain made of shells and beads. And you hear a large clattering not too long after he disappears behind this curtain. And you hear cursing in what you can only assume is Aquan, or what you can assume is cursing even, as you hear distressed cries from behind, and the posturing of the guard, he face palms and shakes his head and rubs his temple, and you can tell that
the guard. I asked the captain, is he gonna be okay?
I'm sure he'll be fine. He's not the most graceful.
Striker just kind of nods slowly.
While Adran chuckles knowingly.
So several minutes later, this shopkeep comes out, and he has his arm wrapped around 6 tridents, and over the top of the tridents are nets. There's 4 nets and 6 tridents. There's also 2 harpoons.
Okay. So for the members of our party that do not fight up close, do you have any ranged options? I suppose the harpoon is one of them. I'm not very well versed in this sort of weaponry.
The harpoon can be used at range, certainly, as well as the trident. You can throw the trident underwater, and that will work very effectively.
Adran just sort of leans against the harpoon that he still has from the Merrow.
Okay. I think we can work with this. Some of us can actually use this, right? I know I can. I kind of look at Adran quizzically. I wonder if the others would be able to use these.
Still feeling slightly cowed and downcrawling. Adran just shrugs. Doesn't say anything, he just shrugs.
Thank you so much for your generosity. And I nod at the guard and the, I guess the quartermaster or whoever's in charge of the armory. We shall return these to you promptly.
The shopkeeper looks at you, and he kind of waves dismissively. These have been requisitioned by Siri. I mean, if you can get them back, great. If not, well, they've been paid for with the royal coffers.
Stryker kind of lets her jaw drop a little bit, and then she nods in understanding and says, "Thank you so much. Please forward my gratitude to the Great Seer and those who have decided to invest in these weapons for us."
About the time that you're finishing up your speech, Stryker, there is a rumbling in the ocean near you, and you can see things that are on shelves within, within this shop. You can see things shaking. And outside you can hear screams from townsfolk, basically, unsure what's going on. You can see all of these merfolk outside gathering into, for lack of a better term, schools. They're grouping together and huddling together, looking around to see what's going on. And as time passes, the shaking is getting more prevalent.
I look to the captain. Has he already left? Like, as soon as the rumbling started? Did he leave? Is he still there?
He's still there.
It sounds like trouble outside. We'd have to go and grab our friends. They swam up to the surface, but we'll be down as soon as we can to help. You should probably go out there and see what's going on.
For those of you that are on the surface, you feel the ground beneath you shaking as well. Probably about a 6 on the Richter scale. And the waves have started getting very heavy now. Taliri and Sorsha are still up above, but they're making mention of the fact that if they stay here for much longer, their ships are going to get pounded into oblivion.
Quirk is going to roll over and kind of put his hand on Leonis's face and just be like, "Stop moving around so much."
Quark, your face is... What? Your hand is on my face. Get it off.
I'm tired.
Taliri needs something.
Have I surfaced yet?
You would have surfaced probably by now, yeah.
Hey, have you guys seen Stryker?
No, didn't Adran go down and look for her? She swam away, I think.
I was just checking. She might have come back up. He was
we've
heading
been
to
here.
the city. He was heading back to the city. Just
Good.
thought I'd let you guys know.
Good.
I'm gonna
Hopefully
go
he
back
can
down.
find her. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Luke, you are feeling the earthquake as soon as you come back up onto land.
So where are Taliri and Sorsha?
They are near you guys. They're on the shoreline, by the Raven's Tooth and by Fazli's ship.
Okay, I would like to walk over to them.
Okay.
Like get up, kind of shake the sand off of my robes or my leather armor, whatever, and walk over them. What's happening?
Oh boy, I believe it's an earthquake.
Sorry, you cut out for me. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh boy, I believe it's an earthquake. But if we
Oh.
stay here much longer with the seas getting this rough, our ships will be pounded to pieces.
Is there any way you can go sail off, get somewhere calmer, and come back soon?
Aye, we could probably do that, but it would leave you stranded.
We would be able to deal until you get back.
All of a sudden, as Teleri is sitting there thinking about what to do, how to leave you guys, etc., the raven's tooth starts floating up and out of the air, out of the water. She's got her back turned to you.
Teleri? Teleri?
Aye.
Turn around. Slowly.
Oh, jumping humpbacks! What the hell is going on there?
What did you do to your boat?
I don't know. I haven't done anything to it.
Do I see any reason why it's floating?
Not particularly.
Can I make an Arcana check on that?
Sure. Also, with the water that, is like tidal waving up onto the shore and everything now, Teleri is bone dry.
Okay.
Let's see, what was that Arcana check? Got too many windows open here. Arcana 17. You're getting a distinct magical impression here, Quirk.
Okay. I think it's magic.
What kind of magic? I don't have any
What would be
magical
causing
items.
it?
Was that her or the ship?
The ship is floating in the air, but she's saying I don't have any magical items. What's causing it? I don't have any magical items.
Okay. So I'm gonna be like, well, let me see. Have any actual slots left?
Party, I've also put with the exception of the harpoons, I think we'll just go javelin for those. I have added the nets and the tridents to the party sheet in the inventory, so go ahead and take them as appropriate.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
It's coming from her hat.
I'm gonna be like, yes you do.
I do, since when?
Since you got that hat.
She pulls off the hat and looks at it, and now all of a sudden, she is completely drenched. Like the next wave that hits and all of the water that is like downpouring, she is completely drenched. I've never seen this hat in my life.
Wait, you're wearing a hat that you've never seen before in your life? Can you please explain to me, and it's been a really weird day, how that makes sense?
She holds her hand out, and she points, and she goes to talk, and she closes her mouth, and she squints her eyes, and she points at you again, ready to talk.
Clea,
Yeah.
roll a quick intelligence check for Teleri.
For Teleri, hold on. Yay, cross DMing.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is awesome.
I have no idea what's going on.
This is because of Anne's Bay one shot.
I think I do.
Got it.
This is because of Anne's Bay one shot. Let's see here. It's a 3.
Oh. It gives you a headache.
This is amazing, guys.
It gives you a headache.
Oh man.
Yeah, Teleri is sitting there dumbfounded. She's trying to remember. Well, I had a dream. And then she just like shrugs and puts her hat back on. And as soon as she puts her hat back on, she's completely bone dry again.
Teleri,
How about
I-
the ship? Does there appear to be any magic related to the ship flying?
It's controlled via the hat.
Okay.
So there's not magic per se on the ship, but the hat is controlling the hat is controlling the magic of the ship.
Did the ship come down when she took the hat off?
Actually, it did.
Alright. I'm gonna turn to her and just be like, I think your crew is probably going to be a little upset.
Oh, and why might that be?
You just dropped them.
It was a slow rise and descent.
Okay.
Slow rise. Take it easy.
Pretty much.
and then Leonis just falls back onto the sand, just looking up at the sky. Oh, let just this be over.
So Teleri now is drumming her index finger on her lips, looking down at the sand, looking at Sorsha. Well, me friend, this changes everything. And, she looks at Sorsha, and says, ready the ship. And then she looks at, why can't I remember, can't remember his name, and I said it early. Fazli. She looks at Fazli and says, if you'd like your crew to come with, you're more than welcome. We'll be waiting this out in the clouds, methinks.
Leonis doesn't respond.
I wish I could join you there. I don't like the waters.
Fazli looks at her, and, what did I do with, there we go. Well, lass, we'll probably go where it's more calm, but we'll stay in the water. It's where we're comfortable. And Teleri nods. Suit yourself. That's so awesome, Adran. So awesome. Never thought I'd DM within a game I'm a player in. Oh, what a crazy world we live in. Teleri basically looks at Fazli though and goes, suit yourself. We'll be taking advantage of this newfound item, if you will, to ride out calmer waters.
Do yourself. We'll be down here.
If you need anything, you can contact us via the clouds, no?
What?
I've seen people write messages with the clouds. I don't know how they do it. I've just seen it. Or
I've never
mayhaps
done
you can send up a flare.
that. We'll figure out a way.
We'll be standing by, friends. And she circles her left finger in the air and whistles real loud, which I could actually do right now, but I don't want to blow out anybody's eardrums.
I could
So
do
she
a
whistles. She whistles real loud, and Sorsha's already up the ladder, the ladder that's carved into the side of the ship, barking orders and getting everybody prepped. And as soon as Taliri sets foot back on the deck, I mean, she goes scrambling up the side, and as soon as she sets foot on the deck, you see the entire ship lift up out of the water, and water is cascading off the sides of it. And very steadily, it starts climbing straight up, and you see Taliri crank the wheel on the helm, and the rudder turns, and the ship about faces, and it almost pitches up at about 20 degrees and starts ascending up into the clouds.
And the others just looks tired. He's still lying on the sand. Quirk.
Quirk snuggles up with him.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Let's wait for them to get back and figure out what to do.
The quaking is still continuing.
I'm laying there. I don't care.
I mean, it's not like anything's gonna fall on you. You guys are on a
We're on a beach.
pretty leveled island at this point.
So Quirk says, Leonis,
What?
the sea is snoring.
I can't do anything about that, Quirk.
Okay.
Let me know when we get up there. Cool.
And do we get a
Right about
short
now,
rest?
probably.
Okay, so we get back up onto the beach.
Yeah, and basically ignoring Adran, I kind of just drop the sack of, or no, I can't carry the sack of things, so I get Adran to carry it, and I tell everyone who's there, like, hey guys, I got some gifts.
Before we get to that, though, we have some medical issues we need to attend to. And the three that went shooting up to the surface,
Yep.
I pull them to the side. You guys are probably hurting right now. Got some pretty bad cramps, that sort of thing. I can fix that, but you need to follow me. It involves getting back in the water. I know, you don't want to. But it has to be done. I promise you will feel better
Was I
afterwards.
part of that or no?
You were not.
Okay,
No.
cool. I'm gonna lay there.
It was Quirk and Torin and...
No, Leonis was dragged up, but he was in octopus form, so he
Right.
would have just taken some.
Yeah, I think it was just Quirk
damage, but
and
that's it.
Torin.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that I go with them then. Because I just feel tired at this point, even if I'm not like exhausted like them.
Torin's been laying on the beach, just shaking his head and grabbing his stomach and just overall feeling uncomfortable and upset.
The uncomfortableness, the body aches, probably a good headache that you guys are feeling right now. I can help get those away, but we have to get back into the water. And with that, I start leading them back out to repressurize and then slowly depressurize so that they're no longer suffering from the effects.
On the way out there, Quirk is going to be like, you know, flying is so much better than this.
No, it can't be.
Yeah, I don't like the water. The air is where I belong.
I'll leave you to that then.
I've never flown before, but if it's anything better than what we just had to go through, I'm all for flying.
So yeah, I take them back down to the bottom, and after 5 or so minutes of being at the bottom, they should start feeling back to normal. And then as we slowly go up, it gives them time to adjust so that the nitrogen in their blood, so that their the nitrogen doesn't decide to clump together and bubble in their bloodstream again.
Okay, so you guys, since Adran is doing this, go ahead and remove the
Exhaustion?
Yeah, remove the exhaustion, and you are not going to heal the hit points, but you will remove the exhaustion.
Would I heal the hit points? Because I never had the exhaustion.
You shouldn't have taken hit point damage from the bends.
Yes, you are correct.
How do you get rid of the exhaustion? Because I think you put it in.
Yeah,
I can.
That's something the DM
I can take
has
care
to
of that
do.
for you. X. And I did not get it put on Quirk, but it was there. So, alright. So you guys should be good now. No abilities, no ability throws at disadvantage, and no halved movement speed.
So Quirk's gonna be like, thank you, Adran. Do you know why he was mad at us and wouldn't let us leave without hurting us?
I don't know the science behind it, but many of the people that I have talked to have called it the bends, and it comes from coming out of the water from too deep, too fast. And they it happened to me the first time that I went deep underwater, and it hurts. I know.
Okay, so I just need to not do it quickly?
Da. Slow will make sure that your body can adjust properly.
Okay.
Adran,
Da.
we need to talk. Alone.
I have something I wish to say to the group before we get to that.
It needs to be done before we go anywhere.
Agreed.
Then, as long as you're willing to talk, get on with it.
So I, go back over to the group. I made a very dangerous, very foolish tactical decision today. And it very nearly cost us our lives. There is nothing that I can do that can change the past, but it is a lesson that I have learned. And in my culture, we do certain things to remind ourselves of lessons learned. With that, I pull out one of my kunai, hold out my pinky. This is so that I will not forget again. And before anybody can stop me, right at the knuckle, Pinky is gone.
I would have liked to tackle him, but okay.
I mean, you can roll. You can roll like a dex save.
Like a dex check versus a dex save.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't gonna go well.
It might.
Nope.
Nope.
Luke would also like to try to get him to not cut off his finger.
Go ahead.
Striker would like to try to shoot the pointy thing out of his hand. Can I try that?
Oh dear God! Make an
I feel like
attack.
it'd be really cool.
Anne, are you going to make the attack?
We might have lost her again.
Attack? Did it
Yeah,
show up in the chat?
you're trying to shoot the weapon out of Adran's hand. I need you to make an attack, please.
Did you see it? I made
It did not show up in chat. There it goes.
I had to re-roll my natural one.
Okay,
Wings.
Adran, that's going to hit you.
Yeah, it's going to hit me. Not
I'm not
necessarily.
trying to injure him. I'm trying to.
So,
Well,
his hand.
it's going to hit your armor class, so and it's sufficiently high enough that I will consider it an aimed shot.
can I?
It will hit the kunai.
If this is an official disarm, then it's supposed to be an attack roll opposed by a athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. If I could do the opposed roll.
I mean, you can do your missile snaring.
Snap! I forgot you could do that.
So roll the damage on that real quick so that I have a target. Let me set this up in my thing real quick. No, that wasn't the roll.
What the heck? That wasn't supposed to be a 0. I thought you were gonna catch it.
Hold on. It's not a 0. I'm trying to get this set up real quick.
Oh, okay, cool. This is like the best game of D&D I've had in a while. Well, since my birthday, basically. In the last couple of weeks. This is amazing. I love you guys.
So 1d10 plus dex plus monk level.
Kalia, I sent you a private message on TeamSpeak.
Thank you. Checking now.
I'm pretty sure even if you rolled a nat 1, you could still catch it. It's pretty friggin' lame.
Alright, let us try this.
Are you okay?
There we go. Hold on,
You catch
Alright.
it.
I will be right back, guys.
Okay. So, Striker, you You pull your bow with lightning reflexes, knock the arrow and let loose, knock and let loose the arrow, all within the matter of like a second or two. And the arrow is flying right on target. And out of nowhere, Adran just reaches forward and grabs the arrow and holds it in front of him.
I have a question now. Because he grabbed the arrow, did he drop his weapon?
Probably. It depends on which hand was holding what.
Oh yeah, okay. Darn it. I was gonna be like, success!
Well, I think in either case, he's either not cutting the pinky off of the one hand or dropping the knife from the other. So, still think it's a success.
Right.
No, but if he still has the weapon in his hand, he could still do it. But if he drops the weapon, he has to, recover, and then we can keep trying to stop him from doing it. It gives us more time. Because he could still just be like, he catches the arrow, drops it, and then chops his finger off anyway.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, so I described what happened. Striker pulls her bow, knocks the arrow, lets it loose, and it's coming right for your kunai, and it's about to hit it. And right before it hits, you just reach forward and grab it, and then hold the arrow in front. What do you do from there?
I use the shaft of the arrow to brace my pinky and finish the job.
I did not see that coming. Fuck.
So, while he's bracing his pinky, Quirk is going to hop up and, flying bird tackle with flapping wings at him to distract him or, knock him over, whatever.
Okay. Grapple checks, you guys.
Nope.
Quirk, you come flying and flapping at him, and even through all of the noise of this rain, this torrential downpour and this earthquake going on, Adran hears you and just sidesteps as you go flying past him and land face first into the sand.
Okay.
This is amazing. You know what? If he really wants to lose the finger, maybe we should just let him. And then I pull the necklace that I'm wearing off of. I pull it off, and I drop it in the sand, and then I walk away.
Yeah, if he cut his finger off, I would have walked away as soon as he brought the knife down. I'm not looking at him. I would have walked in a random direction and just not looked back.
I walk away.
And I would make sure it's not the same direction as Striker.
She
Why?
threw. Hold on. She threw. She
shot
the
an
thing
arrow
down, and then threw the amulet I got for her down.
Ah.
On the sand. Yep. That's what I did.
Okay, so Adran drops to his knees and pulls out his short sword. He has caused that much dishonor. Yeah. Fuck.
I don't
going
care.
to attempt
I'm
to
walking
tackle
away at
him.
this point. I don't see any of this.
Quirk is just going to roll a thunder wave straight across him.
Okay. Con save. Adran.
Let me know when all of that's finished.
Yeah.
What's
Okay,
the DC?
so he does not say that he gets pushed.
16.
It's 16 is the DC. So you do not save. So you take how much damage? And you are pushed back 10 feet.
Yeah.
Torin, I sent you another private message. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Have you looked up the actual spell?
Level 7.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm basically just going to exclude anyone else who's in that area from it, and it's just going to hit him.
Okay.
It's not letting me
in the
change
same
my
vein
wounds,
with the
by the way.
torrential downpour. In the same vein with the torrential downpour, you hear a thunderclap, and you feel this wave of force go rushing past you, and it knocks you off your, not off your feet necessarily, but it does push you back 10 feet. Well, let's see, you were on your knees, so it kind of sends you bowling over.
Can I do something?
Yep.
Great.
Chat says, thus begins Fingergate 2016.
Damn it.
At that point, I pick myself back up into the kneeling position, and I just look at everybody.
Should he make some sort of save to see if he holds on to that sword? Or if it's like
I figure.
I'm just saying.
I mean, if you...
She could talk him out of it.
Yeah, I was just trying to pull Ari into it, but I'm not entirely sure what she would say.
At this point, we can't really do like that's a little too meta at this point.
Yeah, no, it's just yeah.
So,
Ari would definitely be looking at you, though, Adran.
So,
with probably horror in her eyes. And then she would go stern and just stare you down, probably.
And Quirk is going to fly over to Adran and just be like, "Stop! Put it down!"
Alright, everybody roll initiative.
Striker's not there, she doesn't care.
I turned around when I heard the thunder wave, so I don't know how far I got.
Yeah, I probably would
Well,
have
I mean,
gotten,
we're
like,
doing
25
this for action stack.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You just rolled the nat 1.
How many
Halfling
of those
luck.
do you get?
Halfling luck.
Halfling luck.
It's a halfling
Unlimited.
ability.
What?
Unlimited. Yep.
That's insane.
I can re-roll a 1 on a d20 for once, and then I have to take the second result.
Even if it's lower.
Can't get any lower than a 1.
Which means
Yeah.
that if you were to be a gunslinger, you could, like, anti-misfire.
Potentially.
Killian did that in pint-sized D&D a couple times. Kind of regret it now.
Okay. So, Striker, you were first in the initiative, but you said you don't care?
Well, wait a second. She walked away. How far would I have gotten when really loud stuff started to happen? Because 25 feet, right?
This has been way more than, like, 20 seconds, 20, 30 seconds. So, 30 feet per 6 seconds, you're about 90 to 120 feet away.
I can still hear the thunder wave, right?
You can still hear the thunder wave. Thunder wave is good out to a range of 300 feet.
I was walking slowly away, so I wasn't using my full movement, so I would say I would probably be around 60.
Okay.
Okay, so I hear a thunder wave, and I'm like, well, shit. maybe they're getting attacked on the beach. Maybe I should go back. So I use my cunning action to dash, I guess, and then I'm pulling out a weapon, thinking that maybe the rest of the party got attacked in the on the beach. And I go, how much do I go? I guess I would go 50, right?
Yeah, on a dash you could go 50.
Okay. Do I see anything at this point? I'm about halfway back, I guess.
You see Adran kneeling, short sword out, ready to seppuku himself.
I can't do anything about that.
Sorry, what was that?
Am I wrong, Adran?
No, you are absolutely correct.
No, I didn't know. I never heard that word before.
So
Seppuku is the Japanese term for suicide.
yeah, seppuku.
It's the ritual suicide.
Seppuku.
Japanese ritual suicide. Seppuku.
Seppuku is the honorable suicide. Allows me to die with my honor intact.
See, I didn't know that's where that was going, so, and neither did Stryker. So, yeah, I did a dash, so that's my action. Right.
Yep.
Okay, if I use my action and my cunning action to dash twice, would that get me any closer?
Yeah,
That
you
would put you at 100
75.
feet in. You would still be about 20 feet out.
Okay, then I'll do that then. I'll dash twice. I didn't realize those stacked. Then
Yep,
like,
they do.
the hell is happening here? I guess that's my turn. What else can I do?
All right, Luke.
Is Adran still holding on to his short sword?
Yes.
Okay, I want to run over to him and attempt to kick it out of his hand.
Okay. You were still right there
Right.
when all of this was happening. So you're going to have plenty of movement to get close enough to Adran to make the attempted kick. Adran, you're going to get a strength saving throw.
I can't make a dex saving throw since it is aimed for the weapon, and all I'd have to do is move the weapon.
Okay, there isn't an official rule regarding disarming. Want that?
Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, it's in the optional rules of the DMG.
Reference manual. Is it in resolution and consequences, or is it in action? It's in action options. Okay, I got it. You can get dexterity on it.
Am I just rolling strength?
You get athletics. Let's see. The attacker makes an attack roll contested. So you're just making an attack roll. See if you hit AC.
So just the D20?
It's your standard attack, like a standard melee attack. So it would be strength plus your strength plus proficiency.
Well, except Luke isn't proficient with martial arts and specifically said kick, so.
But unarmed strikes, you still get proficiency based on. It's part of the rules of 5th edition. So you do still get your proficiency bonus for an unarmed strike. In 3.5, that was a different case. I know it kind of gyps you a little bit, Adran, but that's the way the rule reads.
Okay, so spell that out again for me. What am I rolling?
It's going to be a strength check plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength modifier.
So basically, d20 plus strength plus proficiency.
Yep. But on your main sheet, you actually have a section for an ability check. So you're just going to roll the strength. That's going to automatically include your modifier, and then your just add your proficiency into that. That hits.
I don't know if this matters, but my proficiency is +3.
Okay. And what's your strength modifier?
0.
Okay. So that calculated correctly then. So that's a 23, but which is nat 20 is going to hit regardless. So Adran, did you make your acrobatics check?
Yeah, that was the 19 there. Or acrobatics? No, I did you said make a dex save.
Okay.
To hold on to the
looking
weapon.
Looking at the actual rules for disarm, go ahead and roll the acrobatics check. If it's going to be the same.
Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to do this the hard way then.
Okay, so Luke, you come running over, seeing that Adran is about to thrust this blade directly into his stomach, near his rib cage up, and you come running and kick the blade out of his hand, wrenching it from him, sending the blade tumbling away and impaling itself into the sand. And now you are standing near Adran, who is on his knees.
I just stand there and look at him and say, "What the fuck, mate?" And that's it for me.
Okay. Let's see. Next up is going to be. Next up is going to be Quirk.
Okay. So, Quirk is going to run over and glomp Adran and just like fully arms wrapped around him, wings out and kind of wrapped around him, and he's just going to be crying.
Okay. I guess make a grapple check.
Nope.
As you wrap your arms and your wings around Adran, he ducks underneath your arms and your wings, spins around, and is able to maneuver himself outside of your hug.
Okay. Well, that's my turn.
Alright, Leonis.
So does he still have the sword in his hand?
No, the sword went flying out and did the King Arthur sword in the beach.
Is he still standing? Like, is anybody grappled onto him?
Quirk attempted a grapple. He came to his feet, ducked out of it, and I would assume that you are now standing, Adran.
Okay.
Okay. Am I able to reach the sword?
Give me a high or low.
Hi.
Oops, actually, let me... You are not able to reach the sword.
Okay.
You could probably maneuver yourself between Adran and the sword, though.
I will do that. If he starts rushing at me, I'm going to hold my action until then. Like, if he starts rushing towards the sword, I'm going to hold my action. And that's my trigger.
Okay, sounds good. Adran, you're up.
My failure was so complete, I lost my sister. None of you understands honor. And I pull out a kunai and slit my own throat. Because that's all that's left for me. At this point, I've
As a DM, I don't know how to react to this. I've never had a player take their own life in game.
Okay, so let me just say, out of character, I was praying that Quirk's grapple would have worked because I don't want to lose Adran. In character, it's what Adran would do, and it's killing me.
Well, we do still have a cleric up next. It's not like it's that easy to stay dead.
Yeah, and you also have your paladin, who, let me take a look at her spells.
She wouldn't let you
he shouldn't be actually dead yet. Because I mean, he slit his throat, so he's dying, but he's not dead.
5 seconds. That's how long it takes to bleed out through a slit throat.
Well, as long as I'm up next, that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, you did it partway through a round, so technically it's not like a full 6 seconds. So.
Well.
You'd have to make like a death save after every person's turn, instead of on his turn.
Okay, so Adran, you slit your own throat. This is tough to say. You slit your own throat. You fall to the ground slowly as you are beginning to bleed out. Torin.
Would that be? Should I go ahead and make the first death save, or
at the end of Torin's turn?
Okay.
So he has 0 hit points then?
Yes.
Cool. Spare the dying. Welcome to the living.
Okay,
so I'm held
that
in
puts you
stasis.
back at one hit point.
I thought it stabilized me at 0, so I was unconscious still.
Leave him unconscious.
Just not dying.
You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. The creature becomes stable. This effect has no effect on undead or constructs. So he is currently still unconscious. He's just not dying.
But he is stabilized. Okay.
Great, because now we can actually talk about how much of a dumbass move that was, idiot.
Except he's unconscious.
I still call him an idiot.
Somewhere through the ether, Adran, you hear this. Okay. Adran, go ahead and roll me a d4.
I'm just going to say, after Torin does Spare the Dying, he is going to look at the rest of the group and say, I'm new here, you know him best, deal with what needs to be done so we can finish this, and then he walks away.
Okay, Adran, you will wake up in 3 hours if left unattended.
Just and no, so nobody knows this, right?
I walk away with Torin. I follow him.
Quirk is going to get up and just kind of collect all of the sharp, pointy things that he could possibly use to harm himself.
Thank you.
I look at Quirk and I tell him, check his pockets, everything. Be thorough about it, please.
Yes, I am, and I've got another idea too. We should dig a hole and bury him to his neck.
What would that do?
Can't hurt.
It would
yourself
immobilize
that
him.
way. There is no way to hurt yourself there.
I
Could be potentially problematic.
I quietly go back to where I dropped the necklace and I pick it up and I put it in my pocket. I don't put it back on, but I put it in my pocket.
Okay.
I kind of like him this way.
Give me just a second here, you guys. Give me just a second. Alright, I am officially starting a timer for 3 minutes. Actually, sorry, it was 3 hours, wasn't it? 3 hours. So never mind. Go ahead.
I kind of like him this way. Maybe we should leave him like that for a while.
So Quirk is going to ask Ariadne to help her dig a hole, or help him dig a hole.
I don't know if she agreed to that.
She looks at, well, you just said bury him up to his neck. She would probably agree to it because Quirk is trying to prevent further harm to Adran. So I believe Ari would go ahead and go along with it. And she would call her wyvern down to help with the digging.
Cool.
That's amazing.
And while we're doing that, he's also going to do a medicine check on the cut off pinky. Make sure that he doesn't bleed out from that.
Okay, go ahead and make your medicine check.
The cutting of the pinky stopped when
you're able to stabilize it.
Hold on. The cut off pinky never got cut off because I looked up and saw Stryker drop the pendant and was like, "Yep, failure is complete now." So there was only one answer after that.
Okay. Then just burying him up to his neck.
I have a question. How far away is Adran from, like, the water? Like, where we are presently?
That's up to you, Adran. How far did you come onto the shore?
Well, if they're going to bury me where I'm laying, then I'm going to drown. So...
Yeah, I'll take him up above the tide line.
Okay.
Okay, so then I sit on the sand, like really close to the water, and I take off my boots of elvenkind, and I dip my feet in and kind of just sit there with my knees up to my chest and everything. And I'm just gonna sit there.
Okay.
Luke is just gonna sink down into the ground and lay on his back and just stare up at the sky and just think about what just happened.
Anybody else?
Well, once he's actually buried up to the neck, Quirk is going to sit cross-legged, staring at him, waiting for him to wake up.
Okay.
Is this a short
Okay.
rest now?
This would turn into a short rest, because you are looking at least 3 hours until Adran wakes up. Give me a second, and I can go into the party sheet. All right. I just gave everybody the benefits of a short rest.
Which die would it have rolled for me though? Because I have 2 different hit dice.
You choose
Can I
which
pick
hit
that?
die to roll. And then on a long rest, you're only going to recover half of those hit dice. So, is anybody doing anything during the 3-hour period before Adran wakes up?
Snoring.
Torin is quietly contemplating what he got himself into.
I'm with Torin.
Quirk is pulling out his spell books and laying them either side of Adran's head and studying.
Striker's
Okay.
crying.
So you're using his head as a book prop?
No, just his head is in the center and the ritual book is on one side and the regular spell book is on the other.
I see. Alright. I pictured that so much differently just a second ago. So 3 hours passes. Adran, you wake up. You are buried up to your neck in sand. You are, for all intents and purposes, paralyzed.
I sigh, bow my head as much as I am able, and just say quietly, my dishonor is complete.
Quirk is just gonna say, I am so mad at you. Guys, he's awake.
You hear from the distance, good, tell him how much of an asshole he is.
I don't usually use words like that. You're gonna have to tell him yourself.
I love you, Quirk. You're the best. Striker's still crying. She's not moving.
Luke isn't moving either. He's just ignoring everything.
Where is Luke, by the way, in relation to Striker? Is he far?
Probably not.
Because maybe the bros are sitting together. Maybe. Just saying. Crying bro. Sitting right here.
Alright. I'm sitting next to you.
Oh.
Alright, Adran, are you saying anything, doing anything?
Well, I can't really do anything, although I am going to probably wiggle a little bit, see if I can't wiggle my way out of this.
Go ahead and make a strength check in the tower for me, please.
Can I also make a perception check to see if I notice any movement of the sand?
you're sitting right in front of me, I would think it'd be kind of obvious that I'm obviously trying to get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's no roll needed on that.
Then, as he's trying to move, Quirk is just going to pat down the sand around him.
You can tell that right now, with the sand being as wet as it is, there's probably not a lot that he's going to be able to do, Quirk.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a question for clarification. When I was sneaking around last session and trying to take a closer look at the Merrow that were there, the huge guard guy, did I notice that the stone that we were looking for was there? I did, right?
Yeah, you were the one who told us about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I was trying to remember who it was in the party. I knew that somebody had, and I couldn't remember who it was.
All right. So I stopped crying finally, and I turned to Luke, and I'm like, "We still have a job to do. We can put this personal crap aside. I can put the personal crap aside for now, I guess. I need to talk to everybody. So, do you know where everybody else went?"
I think they're just over yonder, and then I point into whatever direction they are in. I don't know about everybody, but I know where Adran and Quirk are.
Okay. All right. Where is the stuff that we borrowed from the merfolk anyway? I couldn't carry that, so I go and look for
Adran
the
brought
stuff.
it up on shore with him and basically dropped it down, and then started doing
Super dramatic
the
stuff. Got
honor
it.
thing. We're gonna call it the honor thing.
Okay, so I go and look for the bag and check to see that everything's there, and I walk over to Quirk and Adran. I look at Quirk and I ask, "So where is everyone else? I don't see the Dragonborn."
I'm not sure, but I've been keeping my eye on him because he needs to be watched.
Good job. We still have a job to do down there in the merfolk lands. I actually got them to let me borrow some of their equipment to help us. So we need to talk about that right now.
Well, we have something else to discuss first. And Adran, your attempts to hurt yourself have just delayed us in our attempts to save the world. So you're gonna have to stop this silliness.
Damn, son, you've been told. You've been told.
I just really love Quirk.
Hold on a moment. Yeah, trying to.
When the 3-year-old Eric Hawker is the one lecturing you, you know you goofed up.
Hey, as a player, I understand it. Adran is a little, slightly different ideas about honor,
It's hilarious.
and he's glaring now.
This is the best roleplay session I've had in a while.
So, Quirk is going to glare back.
Wow.
I lower my head into the sand if I can.
Okay, so you do like the Stitch sandcastle thing?
Yeah,
Where
pretty
he
much.
builds up the sandcastle and then just like face plops?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you have been told by this bird, and with the way you were feeling before, you feel really low now.
Now, all of us are super disappointed in you, but I think the one that you really need to talk to right now is Ariadne.
Hey, Quirk ships it. I wish Annika was here right now.
So,
hold on. I'm trying to think of how Adran would phrase this. Ari would have understood my need for honor and would have let it go with the pinky. But that obviously was not enough for the rest of you.
well, from the way that she reacted to all of this, I don't think you know her as well as you think you do, you don't know your honor as well as you think you do.
I did not say she would approve. I said that she would have let it go. She would have accepted. My culture is one based upon honor. It is... Without honor, one is nothing. Less than nothing.
So how
and that is the
honorable
position.
How honorable is it to stop us from saving the world?
Who was stopping you?
You.
Why? Because you choose to dishonor me further instead of allowing me to continue on.
Because no matter what, even if you did do that, we would still stand by you and make sure that you got a proper burial instead of going over there and saving the world.
Ariadne joins you about this point. And she says, the great seer spoke of evil among us. I can't help but think that it's this evil that's trying to pull us apart right now. We have a job to do, no matter how unpleasant. Adran, I'm sorry that you feel you've dishonored yourself. But you have been the one standing before us, guiding us, leading us. And for you to try and take your own life, it's a bit selfish. There are bigger things at play here than just us.
Also the easy way out. You really have to get your honor back. You can earn it with your life, not with your death.
At this point, I crane my neck so that I can look at Stryker quite pointedly. Had I been allowed to give myself the reminder and not have been rejected by my own family, then it would have been enough.
Ariadne spreads her hands, holds them out. You have ways that we don't understand. I have ways that you don't understand. She sighs deeply. But I fear with all of this, and she, motions to the ground for the earthquake and the tidal waves coming in, these, which is basically creating tsunamis. The earthquake is basically creating a tsunami at this point. With all of this happening, I fear we don't have much time.
Hey, Quirk, did you leave my ring of water breathing?
Nope.
Crap.
I mean, it is torrential downpour, but it's not to the point that you're being waterboarded.
But Kalia, you just said that there's a tsunami incoming.
I didn't say incoming yet, but it is very likely the outcome.
If you think that it's really worth it, you're gonna end up killing all of us and the rest of the world along with you.
Is it not more honorable to save the world?
Ariadne looks back and forth between Luke and you, Adran, and she says, I for one think that the world would forgive you your indiscretion if you saved them.
It is not how the world views me that I worry about. It is the actions and the views of the two I hold dear that I worry about. But
we all make mistakes, Adran.
I will hold my actions until such time as this quest is completed.
Can I say something?
Ari waves her hand. By all means.
Let me ask you a question. The actions that you say dishonored you, were they big in the grand scheme of things? Because I can answer that question, and that answer is no. You fucked up. It happens. We all do it. But do you realize the type of impact it would have had if you took your own life here now in front of everybody? Taking your life would have had a bigger impact than what you did in the underwater. You are a selfish individual. And to sit there and say that your life is so meaningless, so worthless, that you would do that, I don't know what else to say. Because clearly everybody else around you doesn't think that. So you need to think about what your life is, who you're doing this for, and rethink how you can fix it. Because what you thought about doing was not going to fix the problem. It was going to make it worse. What you did was you were trying to solve a temporary problem with a permanent ending. And that's not what they want. So you rethink that while all your friends and loved ones stand around you.
Ari
and
also...
And then he walks away again.
Ari also looks and says, also, if you had successfully taken your life, the evil would have won. And I'm reasonably sure that that's not what your order is about, Adran.
And yet, I was rejected for what was going to be a small reminder to myself. I was
Adran, people live with rejection all the time. Earn your way back.
Adran just sort of chuckles. As I said, I will hold my actions until the end of this quest. And perhaps by then we will have learned enough of each other that you will allow me the smaller reminder. Yay! Perhaps by then we will have learned enough of each other that you will allow me my smaller reminder, and it will not have to turn into a rejection of my honor.
Ari looks down at you. Are you ready to come out then?
In an attempt at levity, despite the fact that he's not really feeling it, yes, the sand has gotten down my pants and it itches quite a bit.
She nods and she chuckles ever so slightly. And she nods her head to Elendril, I think was the wyvern's name.
Okay. Quirk is going to collect his books.
And the wyvern begins digging you out very, very carefully at first until she's able to create kind of a hole around you, and then she just starts going to town.
Once my arms are free, I help pull myself out.
And Ari clasps your hand, like your forearm. You know the Klingon handshake?
Yeah.
Same idea, and she pulls you out. Helps
Wait,
pull you out.
Is that complete with the punch to the face or no?
No, that was an a la carte option that she chose not to purchase.
Okay. Here's a quick question.
Okay.
Quirk, are you handing Adran stuff back to him?
Yes, but I'm going to hand him the
non-lethal stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So, considering Ariadne's standing right there, can she get a perception check real quick?
Sure. Give me a second.
Also, this has to do with that out-of-character question.
Yes.
Which languages share a common alphabet with Elven?
Fey. Fey languages would share common, like Fey or Sylvan. I consider Fey and Sylvan the same thing.
Sylvan. Yeah, I've got Sylvan.
Ari got a 10 on her perception. So I missed what she was perceiving.
Whether or not she saw the promise ring. I'll let you decide what the DC is on that.
Adran, you are wearing the promise ring?
No, it was in the stuff that Quirk was handing back to me.
And Quirk would be handing them back one at a time.
Granted, she doesn't know what it's for, but
That's
there.
what I'm about to do right now. She sees it, but doesn't put two and two together.
Okay, I'm back. Finally, everything's working again. Sorry, guys.
No problem.
So what did I miss? Awkward.
Adran is essentially given in and has promised to be good, quote unquote, be good, until at least the quest is over.
So, Quark, before handing back any of his sharp pointies, is actually going to look him in the eye and be like, "You need to promise me that you will not do anything to hurt yourself until we're actually done with this whole quest. And not just any of the little pieces of it, the whole thing."
On whatever honor I have left, you have my word.
I want to insight check him.
Actually, I will too.
Yeah, go ahead, you guys. Drawn, you call it. Holy shit. Striker nat 20'd.
Nice. Yeah, that he's being honest.
Okay, then here.
So I look at Quirk and I say, "Go ahead, give him his stuff back."
Yeah, Quirk, you got a 22. So, I mean...
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said,
That's amazing.
He's telling the truth, so...
Alright. So, Quark gives him back all his
Striker
pointy
looks Adran in the eye and says, just because I have trouble trusting you right now, doesn't mean I don't care what happens to you. And then, does everybody have their special weapons? And she kind of doesn't wait for Adran to respond to her. She just
I'm just going to say Leonis isn't there. Leonis hasn't been there this entire time.
I know.
Okay.
Striker knows that the Dragonborns are missing.
Well, Torin had come back, said his piece, and then left again.
Okay, so we're still short 2 Dragonborns. Lovely.
And
in any case, there's a bag full of equipment here. We should be properly outfitted for underwater combat this time. The merfolk have generously lent us this equipment. We should probably put it to good use.
Before we head down, though, I suggest that we do take a rest. I'm feeling a little lightheaded.
Sure, I guess. Is it safe to be out in the sand, out in the open? Considering the Dragonborns just jumped ship, it's probably not a good idea to be out on the beach.
Everybody make perception checks.
Yes, we put expertise on insight and perception.
Striker, in the distance, you see a wall of water. It's in the far distance, but it is coming. It is coming towards you.
Yeah, no. Hey, guys. Look over there. It's not safe to stay out here.
You went robotic on us, Striker.
Sorry. Better?
Much better.
Hello? Okay. I said, hey, look over there. And I point to where the wall of water is. I'm pretty sure it's not safe to stay out here.
I should suggest that we get back under the water so that we're not dashed about by waves like that.
Before we go into the water, before we head into the water, I'm gonna toss Adran a potion of healing.
I chug that thing like a man who's been in the desert for a year and is just now seeing water.
Okay.
You need another one?
So, do we want to go right back in right now, or do we want to find higher ground and wait this wave out?
Torin, now would be a good time.
Can't.
Behind you all, you see a gigantic beam of light head into the sky as a flare.
Huh. That's handy.
Not too long after, you guys see the Raven's Tooth begin breaking through the clouds and coming towards the shore. And it's hovering pretty well directly over the island, and Taliri pops her head over the side. Yirang!
He holds up a finger and then like a hold on a minute and then looks over to the group. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. And after coming to the conclusion, I'm going to part this group. I feel as though you're all in safe hands with each other. I feel I might be able to do better elsewhere, helping survivors or saving people elsewhere. I feel water is not something I can deal with, as you've seen. But I wish that you all well. And he looks at Adran and says, you have family. If you need help, if you're in a bad way, don't make hasty decisions. Talk to them. Work things out. It will happen. You just have to put the faith in your family and the faith in the people around you. And then he'll look up to Taliri and say, I'm coming with you. And then looks back in the group and says, good luck with this task you have. As long as you can keep him safe, you should accomplish it. And then looks back up to Taliri.
Alright. Taliri throws down a rope ladder to you, Torin, and the ship is still slowly descending so that the ladder is able to reach you.
He'll give.
And that helps you get close to the side of the ship where you could actually use the ship carved ladder.
Okay.
The way that the side of her ship is constructed, it has a ladder built into it.
Before he goes up, he looks at Leonis and says, "Take care of yourself, brother."
I'm not there. I haven't been there this entire
I thought you
time.
said you were with him.
No, I walked away a while ago. Never came back.
Oh, okay. So he takes the rope, gets up to the ship, and gets on the ship.
Teleri looks around at the rest of you. Do you need to be waiting out this storm, you lot? I have the feeling you'll be getting very wet soon.
Well, we still have a mission to complete here.
But we also have a wave incoming. I would suggest that we at least get on the ship to let the wave pass. How is
Where's
it flying?
Leonis? Guys, did you lose Leonis while I was watching Adran?
I don't know where he went.
I'll go find him.
Hey, Quirk. What if you pick me? What if you pick me up? I'll help you. I'm really, really good at things.
Okay. I don't know if I can carry you.
I'm like half your size. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm literally like 3 feet, like 80 pounds.
I think I'm actually not that much bigger than you.
One size category smaller? I don't know what the actual rule is for that.
What are we questioning? Can Quirk carry you?
Yeah, so I'm only 4.5 feet and 80 pounds.
But are you considered medium creature?
Yes.
Then yeah, you could carry her without issue.
Okay.
Excellent. Let's go look for Leonis then, Quirk.
Okay. So
right.
Are we
take to the air and go searching for Leonis.
Sorry guys, give me just a second. So Teleri, are you guys climbing up onto the rope ladder? With the exception of Quirk and Striker?
Adran is doing his best, as dizzy as he is.
Sorsha would probably be there to help pull you up once you get close. And then again, there's a inbuilt ladder on the side of the ship, because Teleri goes overboard all the time. So, on purpose. She jumps off of a perfectly good ship all the time. Yay, military jokes. So, once you get part of the way up the rope ladder, you know, from the ground to basically the keel of the ship, you're able to hook onto that inbuilt ladder if you want to and climb up, which is going to be a lot easier than the rope ladder.
So, once he's on deck, Adran is just going to find a corner and essentially sit and sulk.
Okay.
Luke is gonna do the same thing, but he wants to do it from a point on the ship where he can keep an eye on Adran.
Plenty of places where that could happen.
Well, if Luke's watching me, I'm just going to go over and sit next to him.
Okay.
Quirk is going to start carving and shaping an aquamarine.
Okay. Ari, rather than climbing up the rope ladder, she mounts her wyvern, and she pushes her heels into the sides, and the wyvern takes off, flies up in like an arc, I guess boomerang pattern, and the wyvern lets her off on the deck of the ship before Ari pets the wyvern's head and kind of cuddles it, hugs her a little bit, and then pats her head one more time, and the wyvern takes off, and then once it gets within a few feet, you see it just dissolve into a flash of light.
Actually, I guess, have we actually found Leonis yet?
Make survival checks, you guys. Leonis, can you give me stealth in the tower, please?
I'm gonna yell for him while I'm looking for him. Leonis! Come on! There's a huge wave coming in. We're heading into, Captain Taliri's ship. And I just keep yelling for his name.
While you guys are searching for Leonis, since Adran has sat down next to me, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on him, because he's probably still not doing all that well.
Healing high five? Because it's a touch spell.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's awkward.
Feeling better, buddy?
Much.
Kalia?
Yeah.
I don't know how to whisper back.
It's just /W/W space GM golf mic.
Honestly, I'm just gonna say play it however you want. I don't care.
I don't know what's going through Leonis's mind right now. I need you to play this. I cannot do this one for you.
So, which way did you guys take off then? Like, what was your first direction that you guys took off flying?
So we're basically circling the island.
I'm guessing you started by following footprints in the stand? I mean, I guess you wouldn't be there if it's raining that hard.
Survival check, right? So I assume that Stryker noticed Dragonborn footprints somewhere in the sand. Because I'm awesome.
Yeah, basically, I mean, Quirk is just following whatever Stryker's saying at this point, because, yeah.
Hey, look, over there! I see Dragonborn footprints! Maybe we should follow them, because I rolled a 17 on my survival.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually pretty good. You are able to, even despite the fact that These tracks are filling up with water, disappearing, eroding away pretty quick because of this torrential downpour. You are able to follow a set of tracks.
When eventually the tracks do lead inland, and there are no more tracks that can actually be tracked through the sand anymore because they seem to lead in towards the jungled area of the island.
Oh man, Quirk, I can understand why you really enjoy flying. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, isn't it? And it doesn't hurt you if you go too fast. See? And I take off flying as fast as I can. I just take her into a dive.
Whoa, slow down, slow down. I don't like it too fast. Do I feel queasy from going too fast?
Constitution save.
God,
A little
Quirk,
bit.
Please.
Little
Don't
bit,
do
not
that
bad.
Again.
Oh,
You feel your stomach lurch as he goes into the dive, but it quickly resides.
We'll go slowly, okay, buddy?
okay. I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe it's because, maybe you land people don't do as well with the air. It's like I don't do so well with the water.
I don't know, I guess. But, you know, if you have magical help, I'm sure it'll be better. Oh. Okay. Leonis! And I yell, like, as loud as I possibly can. And if you know me in real life, it's really freaking loud.
I mean, you don't hear anything back.
Are there any animals around?
This place has been pretty deserted the entire time you've been here, and reasonably sure you're reasonably sure, or it's reasonably safe to assume that because of the changing weather patterns here, and with the fact that the entire civilization got wiped off of this island, it's safe to assume that the plant life, with the not plant life, but animal life, with the exception of like birds and such, have gone as well.
Okay. Are there any birds around that are kind of, they look like they've been in this general area for a little while?
You know what's coming. High or low?
Hi.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to turn to Striker and be like, I have an idea.
Ooh, let's hear it. What kind of idea? And I look at
We
him
could-
kind of all, like, interested.
I could ask the birds.
How long is it gonna take to ask the birds?
I'll have to take 10 minutes to cast.
Wait, we don't have 10 minutes. The water is coming.
Okay. I'm going to pop Quibble into existence nearby.
Okay.
How long does that take?
And
That's an action.
I'm going to ask Quibble to go and ask the birds and help us find Leonis.
Okay. Quibble comes back a few minutes later, and tells you that the birds haven't seen anything or anybody like you're describing.
We can't leave him on the island. Like,
ask them
what
if
the
they
hell
just
is
saw
even happening?
anyone come through, because there shouldn't be any more land creatures here. So if anything came through on land, then it's probably him.
Well, that's a good point. How high are we? Can we, like, fly lower, Quirk? Maybe
Yeah.
we can keep... Yeah. We should just...
I'll find the biggest patch of trees and kind of sit down in them and spread out from there.
Damn it, Leonis. I don't have time for this shit. I yell that as loud as possible.
Hold on, just a second.
If you could see, if there was actual smoke coming out of her ears due to so much frustration, Quirk would probably see it. She's just so upset and angry and frustrated and done with everything.
What's everybody else doing during this time?
Adran is just going into meditation mode.
Luke is asking for a drink.
You guys are not able to find any signs of Leonis.
You know what? I'm done. Quirk, let's go back up to, what's the name of the ship again? Sorry.
The Raven's Tooth.
Let's go back to the Raven's Tooth. I am done dealing with people's selfish behavior today. He can drown in the wave for all I care. Let's go.
But I want to keep him safe.
You know what? If he doesn't want to be found, he doesn't want to be found. I know what that's like. You know? If he doesn't want to be found, if
Striker, Quirk, roll intelligence checks.
Alright, I rolled a 20 total.
Striker, you remember that Leonis was an octopus.
Oh. Intelligence save or intelligence check? I think I rolled the wrong one.
You rolled a save, but it's going to be the same, so...
I
No,
actually
it's not.
think we both rolled a save.
Mine would be lower.
Okay. Regardless, you guys remember that Leonis was... He was an octopus just hours ago.
Yeah, if he doesn't, my reaction stays the same. If he wants to go off on his own, he'll be fine. He can manage himself. I'm done dealing with people today. Take me back.
Okay, just one thing left. Can you help me write some sort of
note or make some sort of indication that won't disappear just because the wave hit it?
I don't know how to do that. What are we gonna do?
I just want to make an area that I can set up with alarms so that if he comes to it, I can know, and we'll set it up where we all were on the beach.
Okay, but the problem is the water, Quirk. What are we gonna do? Like, I don't know how to make something not get washed away. I don't know.
That wave is rapidly approaching.
We have to go back, like, now.
Would I
time to cast your
be
spell.
able? Would I be able to use firebolt on the sand to turn it to glass to write a letter, or just to kind of come here?
Firebolt?
Yeah.
I have the feeling that firebolt probably wouldn't be an intense enough heat to turn the sand directly into glass.
Okay.
Even though you could cast it over and over and over again.
Quirk, come on. You know it's coming. The water you don't like, it's coming. Let's go.
Okay.
You guys see Leonis walking back to the point where you first met up on the beach, where everybody was sleeping.
Leonis!
I stop for a second and turn my head, and I see Quirk and Striker. And I kind of give a small sigh, and then I just kind of stare at them.
We were
Quirk,
looking
let's
for
go
you.
to the ship.
No, look, he's right there.
I know. Then we'll figure out a way to get on there. Just go. The water is coming.
You go. You can go. I'll go and
You have
talk
to
to him.
drop me off. You put me down, dude. How do I get on the ship? Just drop me onto the ship. Is the ship still floating?
Ship is floating, but there's a rope ladder. Once you get to the keel of the ship, then you can climb up an inbuilt ladder on the side of the ship.
So, Quirk is going to go and fly over to Leonis.
Leonis doesn't say anything, just kind of stares at Quirk. You can see that his eyes are red. Like bloodshot.
I was looking for you. I want to make sure that you're safe, and I want to make sure that everybody's safe.
He's still not saying anything.
The ship is the safe place right now.
You guys are now starting to hear a very loud roar.
Let
Will
us
you
go.
come with me?
Let us go. And I assume I follow him back to the ship.
Yeah, you would probably be running at this point.
That's fine.
Because as a druid, Leonis, you know that this is bad.
Oh, I know.
This is very bad.
That's why I started walking back when I did.
So you guys are able to climb the ladder. Well, Quirk, you can just fly up onto the deck. But Leonis, you're able to climb up the ladder without any issue. And as soon as you are on the inbuilt ladder on the side of the ship, the Teleri starts rising up to make sure that the ship is going to be above the wave itself. And it's a gradual ascent, so it's not going to cause any difficulty for you while you're climbing. And soon you are on the deck of the ship.
I get on the deck of the ship and I go straight to wherever I was sleeping. I don't know if it was the same place as Adran, but I do not want to see him.
Okay. There's crew members around, and you can talk to one of the crew members, and they'll usher you to one of the quarters below deck. They take you down to the 3rd floor, and they set you up with a quarters.
Okay.
Right about the time that Teleri starts pulling up, this huge wave comes crashing underneath you. Fasley had left several hours ago. So his ship is no longer here. Teleri, she calls to her crew. Well, don't know how we managed to avoid that, but something tells me it was divinely inspired. And she tips her hat just a bit, looks up to the sky and says, "Thank you, Soon. You truly are a thing of beauty."
The ship shudders just a little bit.
And Teleri, pauses. She looks at Sorsha. I don't know why, but I'm getting the name Din as well. Have you ever heard of her? And Sorsha goes, "No, Captain, can't say I have. Funny that the name is appearing out of nowhere, though." Aye, you're telling me. Oh, well. Din, if you had anything to do with this, thank you too. And, the wave, just as soon as you guys see it on the ship, it's almost gone past you. That's how fast this wave is moving. And it doesn't seem to be losing any momentum at all. And it's very easy now to see why this entire civilization got destroyed. What is everybody else doing?
Can I roll an Arcana check to see if that seems like a magically generated wave?
Sure. You think it's probably due to instability in the planet, more so than magic.
Okay.
I would like to do something. I would like to sleight of hand a couple of potions into Adran's pack without him noticing during his meditation.
All right, into the tower we go.
Since I'm right next to him, can I see if I saw that?
Yep, into the tower. Perception into the tower, both you and Adran.
Passive perception of 19.
I lift a finger up to my lips, looking at Luke while I'm doing it. How did it go? I want to know.
Still waiting on Adran.
I'm just taking the passive perception of 19.
Okay.
Oh, balls.
So, Striker, you take the potions and you lift up the flap on Adran's knapsack, put the potions in there, and as soon as you do, Luke looks over at you right as you put your finger up to your lips, and you realize that Luke didn't see what you put in the bag. And Adran is so worn from his ordeal that he didn't notice.
What? I want to see my roll. I can't see my roll when I roll into the tower. Nice! I love it. Okay, cool. Thank you. Alright.
Ask and ye shall receive.
That's amazing. Okay, cool. And then I walk away.
They know that I am a just and merciful DM, wifey. Maybe too much. Alright, so the wave has passed you. It is still pouring down rain. The crew of the Raven's Tooth, as they're wont to do, they start their evening revelries right about now. The difference from before, when they had the open air banquet, they don't bring any food out on deck this time, but they are they are dancing even amongst the rain. I mean, you get the feeling that these guys are used to this. They're seafaring. So even though it's torrential, this is nothing for them. And they're still dancing, laughing, carrying on, having a good time. The other reason that they're not dead is because I didn't really want to calculate tidal wave with a tsunami size wave. I don't want to do that math. But they are reveling.
Is there alcohol?
Oh hell yeah, there's alcohol. Rum galore.
Luke is so into the alcohol right now. So much alcohol.
Because of copyright, I'm not going to play it. But everybody in chat, I'm going to put this in chat as well. You need to go look up this song.
Is it I'm on a boat?
No. Rum by Ailstorm.
Got it.
It's actually on Tilleri's playlist on Spotify. One of my favorites. Anyway, so yeah, basically the song says there's only one drink that'll get me so drunk. I don't want whiskey or mead. I'm on a mission to get totally drunk. There's only one drink that'll do. Rum ahoy. So
that's
yeah.
Amazing.
Quibble is going to land on Tilleri's shoulder.
There is a large raven on Tilleri's shoulder. Would Quibble still land there?
On the opposite shoulder.
Occupado.
As Quibble lands, the raven looks across, leans forward a little bit, looks across Tilleri's shoulder and rocks. Really loud. At Quibble.
Quibble is just going to, put his wings out to, their full extent and just like stare down the raven.
You get the Bronwyn's having none of it.
Yes, but Quibble is a hawk. whereas
I still don't think that the raven would back down.
Okay.
I've seen ravens F with hawks and eagles. They don't care.
All right. So then I guess he's gonna sit there and kind of, probably start snapping his beak.
All right.
So
Bronwyn takes off from Taliri's shoulder, flying at a 30-degree angle, and dive bombs Quibble.
So basically, you're telling us that ravens are the avian version of the honey badger.
Yep. If you haven't seen videos of ravens in action, an eagle, like a full-sized eagle, will be eating a fish, and the raven will pull the tail feathers of the eagle, get it to look away, distract it so much that they can steal the fish from the eagle. They don't care.
Damn.
They're not intimidated by it.
So, Quibble is going to attempt to dodge by essentially like hopping over to the other shoulder.
Alright. And I don't have... Hold on. I might have to look in Curse of Strahd, because I think there's Raven stats in there. Make me break out my hardback that I don't have for Fantasy Grounds. See how you are?
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check. Akiva, do you know right offhand if there's Raven stats anywhere in like DMG or anything?
Not off the top of my head, but I am looking for it. Hold on.
Not in the DMG. They only have a ram in the DMG. Player's Handbook, I think, has hawks and eagles and stuff. I don't think they have ravens.
Nope, it is in the Player's Handbook. Raven.
Oh, it is in the Player's Handbook.
Yep.
Yep,
Armor
there it
class
is.
12,
All
hit
right.
points, speed 10 foot, or fly 50 feet.
Alright. So,
Beak melee weapon
Quibble,
attack.
16 to hit.
Okay. So that is against a 13.
Alright, so that hits.
Okay.
And it does 1 point of piercing damage.
Well, he's only got 1 point, so.
So, Bronwyn, she rocks again as she dives down, and she takes a bite as she's flying past on the outside of Quibble. And Taliri sees Quibble just disappear, and Bronwyn flares her wings and pops up, tucks her wings in, and dives down, then flares her wings again behind Taliri's head and lands, and you hear her say, "Captain!"
Okay.
And Taliri reaches up and scratches Bronwyn on the head. And Taliri cocks her head. What was that all about?
I'm not sure, but I don't think that was nice.
Bronwyn seems to be fairly territorial. Seems she's here to protect me. Or at least to keep me good company.
I kinda understand that. But, I don't know. I was always taught to share, so... I'll tell Quibble that he should watch out later, though.
It'd be a good idea.
Do you mind if I see your hat?
Tillery nods. Of course, of course. She hands it over.
And the ship
Okay.
starts sinking.
She takes it back and puts it back on. Maybe you can see it from here.
Okay. He just keeps his hand on it and checks it out.
Oh,
Are you
cool.
casting
I know
Identify?
what he's doing.
Yes.
Yep, he just cast
Clever
Identify.
bird.
Alright, Akiva.
Okay, so you're the magic coming off of the hat itself is divine in nature. The hat allows her to cause her ship, whatever ship she claims as hers, to fly, as well as allowing her to know, or to essentially never get lost, and casts a continual prestidigitation on her so that she remains clean and dry.
That's amazing.
Cool.
Does it have a name? Please tell me you gave it a cool name.
That's for her to name.
I have not thought of a name for the hat, but I will do so eventually.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'm just gonna be like, that's a pretty awesome hat.
Aye, so Tillery looks up at the brim of her hat. You know, I mean, it's a tri-corner like you guys have seen me wear on stream before. At least some of you have. I've got pictures. I'll post them to Twitter of my actual pirate hat. But she looks up to her hat and she says, so, besides the flying, besides keeping me dry, what else can it do?
It can, well, let me show you. So he's going to, grab a, drink off of someone as they're going by and throw it on Larry.
Hey, what's the big idea? She points. I'll be your undoing, boy.
Well,
I'm completely dry.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And Tillery puts her hands down in frustration. I mean, you see the wings of Bronwyn flap beat really hard. You know, as if she's pissed too, you know, and getting territorial again. And then once Tillery calms down, she calms down. And, a little warning would be nice next time. Alright, what else?
So it's gonna keep you, dry and clean at all times.
Aye.
Oh, you know what? He leans in really close, and he's gonna be like, based on the spells that it uses, I think it'll make it so your farts don't stink.
Roll deception.
Thing is that he's still being perfectly, like, straight up, because prestidigitation will make it so that your farts don't stink, so...
She looks at you and... She looks at you, though, Quirk, and she's like, "You're putting me on."
Oh?
And I did roll higher
than
than you.
Sure.
I did roll higher than you. Excuse me, I'm a lady.
Okay.
I'm a rough and tumble lady, but I'm a lady. And she shoots a sidelong glance at Sorsha and Flintrick, the rogue, and then back to you, Quirk. And the crew basically, when she's like, "I'm a lady, I'm a rough and tumble lady, but a lady," they start nodding like instantly as she starts looking at them.
Well, you could crawl through mud and you wouldn't get dirty.
What else?
So let's
Never
you
get
control
lost.
your ship, and I think there's something else.
Is Quirk playing dumb, or does he actually not remember? Or is it Alex not remembering?
Let's see now. Let's play a game. I have a game that will show you exactly what you can do with that.
She rolls her eyes. All right.
Okay, I need a blindfold.
Sorsha pulls the bandana out of her hair.
So,
And she holds her hand up to you, Quirk, and she's like, "I've got this, Captain, if I may." And Teleri nods, and Sorsha approaches from behind and puts the blindfold on Teleri, or puts the bandana on as a blindfold, and then she pats Teleri's right shoulder as she steps away. "All you, Captain."
Alright, I want you to spin around 4 times and then walk to the other end of the ship.
Alright, this is crazy. I don't know why you're having me do this. She spins around 4 times pretty quick. And then she starts walking towards the stern.
So, where are you on the ship?
She stops for a second.
In Teleri's mind, she sees the outline of the ship and exactly where she is, although she doesn't see any of the people on the ship.
Okay. I'm standing near me aft deck gun.
So
on the
now
starboard
you know what
side.
else it does. See? You can't get lost.
She turns around and looks near the wheel, like where you guys were standing before. She actually turns and looks towards the wheel. "This is ridiculous." And she pulls her bandana off, or pulls Sorsha's bandana off, and comes running up and hands Sorsha back her bandana. "All right, now I've had quite enough. Please enjoy the revelry. Take your break. But again, I fear we don't have much time." "If there's nothing further, I have a job to do."
Okay. Quark returns to carving his aquamarine.
Okay. Luke, are you suitably drunk? Are you doing anything with any of the crew members?
No, I am sulking by myself and try not to get too drunk.
Okay.
Drunk, but not sloshed beyond all means.
You don't want the salt to throw you overboard.
No.
Okay. Adran, are you doing anything?
Adran is meditating, hoping that he can get 4 hours of rest for that full rest bonus.
Okay.
Get his hit points back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Striker.
trying for a full rest.
So there's like a lot of drinking and kind of fun things going on in the ship, usually.
Yeah, there's music being played, there's dancing going on the decks. Of course, some of the crew are actually working and hoisting sails, and some of the crew are actually doing work. But at this point, Teleri, and the crew know that it's not expected of them.
And there's some people playing music and stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so for a while she's just hanging out with them and like dancing around and trying to have fun, but then like, I don't know, maybe a couple of hours later she just kind of asks for a place to like rest.
Okay. And again, they set you up with quarters, with the separate quarters. They take you down to the third floor of the ship.
Yeah. And then Striker just kind of hangs there. She's trying to get some rest, but she's very restless and doesn't end up really sleeping right away, and ends up like crying herself to sleep, I guess.
Alright. Leonis has already gone down to his quarters. Torin, you would have been shown to your quarters as well. Quirk, what are you doing?
Yeah, Quirk is gonna head off to bed as well.
Alright. With that, everybody, this is where we're going to end it for the evening. I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking through the roller coaster ride that we had tonight. We will see you again next week. And without further ado, I will start the hosting for Geek and Sundry as we prepare for Critical Role. Thank you very much. We love you all. Have a great evening, and we hope to see you back here next week.
Night, everybody.